Hello everybody, my name is MJ and welcome to another FNF review. Today on the chopping block is of course versus Imposter 2025 because you all voted for it. Even though it was a tie for most of those votes, we finally got the last vote we needed to say that versus Imposter 2025 voted. I had no idea y'all liked Night 5 so much, though. I will definitely review it next time. Well, not next time, but soon at least. Versus Imposter 2025 is a great start to the full-on remaster of the entire Versus Imposter mod. Starting out with only week 1 featuring the main man Red himself through his week. With a different turn of events. While it does have the same songs, they've all been remastered. Some even downright changed entirely. But we'll get to that later. There's also another hidden song, but we can also get to that later. With it being a pretty short mod, it still stands as a perfect introduction to what I assume is going to be a mod that might even be better than versus Imposter V4. But we'll just have to wait and see, as it has been a while, but hopefully we will get an update in the coming months. Although Clafo has stated that they've been on hiatus for a while, so we might not be getting an update too soon. But still, I hope by, the end of the year, we at least get one new update. And then there's versus Monster Legacy, which still hasn't come out, which is sad. But anyway, I digress. This mod is great. Alright, let's kick it off with the main menu itself. This mod kills in the Among Us vibes. Versus Imposter V4 had Among Us vibes for sure, but this is to a real extent. Everything to the settings and everything else has that Among Us feel to it, down to the wire, and that's just great. I just love the way they use that Among Us art style to their advantage. It looks good here. The free pay looks very nice and polished, and I like the artwork of Red very much. And the artwork of Green that's in the files. The music here is honestly very good. It may even be better than the original main menu theme for V4. And the story mode menu is amazing. Overall, a great menu for a great mod, so it sure is fitting. But now we move on to the UI music. Or actually, the music as a whole, because I have a ton of UI tracks I need to talk about before we get into the main stuff. When I did Amazing Grace, I for some reason didn't throw in all music into one section, but now I'm gonna do that now, so here we go.
Thanks for playing!
What's Up Dog is a nearly perfect menu song. I went over it a bit in the menus, but yeah, the song is absolutely perfect. Well, not perfect, but it's still great. The intro is for me, it's a bit empty to me, but when it picks up with that true Among Us feeling, that's when it's great. I love it. Has that Sussus Mucus vibe, and it's just honestly a big upgrade from V4's title music, at least for me. Get Your Ass Up sounds more like a remix mod's main menu theme than a Game Over theme, but I actually love it. The lyrics being shouted in the background are super nice detail. This is super funky and very catchy, and overall just a super funky flow song, which is not what I expected from the pause menu. No, not the pause menu, the Game Over music, but still, very nice. The end credits theme feels like something you would hear at one of the endings of Henry Stickmin, to be honest, which is fitting for the team that made Among Us originally. The Among Us little references in the background are really nice, and the ending having an Undertale reference, I think, out of anything, That's really nice detail. I really like it. Anyway, enough with the songs nobody cares about, although I still like, so I talk about them. Time for the real stuff. Stuff you really want me to talk about, or at least that's why you clicked on this video. Let's talk about the playable songs, starting with Sussus Mungus.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say it, this is an SS tier, and yeah, I love this. Every single second of this is amazing. Like, damn, how do you make Sussus Mungus one of my personal favorites from the original versus Imposter V4 and make it better? Well, for starters, give Red an actual voice instead of that stupid sound that's used for literally every single one of their chromatics. Jesus Christ. The art style here is so good, except for GF. I don't like how they look. But you know, I like the style. BF looks kind of adorable. Green running around killing people throughout the song is a fun detail. And Red looks pretty cool. The song itself is really good. It's just your classic Sussus Mungus, but with some new vocals, some changes in the mixing, a brand new instrumental, some BF sounds different in this, and everything is a bit different. It makes it stand out a lot more from the original Sussus Mungus, feeling like this time it's gonna be different. But I feel like the next song does that. Things are going to be different around this time, feeling a lot better. Because, for the most part, this does really feel like the original Sussus Mungus a lot. But I do like the little transition into the stars. Like, I really like this section. It is very nice, and definitely my favorite part of the song. Like, it sounds so nice. Look, BF looks adorable, and I really like how Red looks here. Also, Jesus, this background is huge when you look at it fully. I always thought they just did a little trick, but no, like, all of this is in the actual background. That's kind of insane. Anyway, alright, I'm running out of things to say about the song. Overall, just a great Sussus Mungus reimagining, remix, whatever you want to call it. But now we get to the real big changer, Sabotage, which has been completely redone from the ground up. This is the point in the mod where everything becomes clear that this is not going to be the same versus Imposter. First of all, GF doesn't die. Second of all, BF almost dies, but thanks to new mechanics that were implemented that didn't exist in V4, now BF got protected. Which, if they're gonna be using stuff like that didn't exist around V4's time, that's very exciting to know. That's just hype. Now, Sabotage itself is super funky. Sure, it is mixed a bit weird at times, but I think it just sounds super nice. The stops and replays are a bit annoying at times, but they could also sound really nice. But this first section is a bit forgettable. The instrumental's really nice though. Red sounds really good here, BF does too. But then we get to something interesting. We get introduced to a new character, Black. But not the Black that we all know and love. No, this one's a crewmate and a detective. And you play as an investigation time. I hope this mechanic is saved in the upcoming weeks because this seems cool as hell and helps with story progression and stuff, and I really like how they do it here. And the detective's chromatic, I really like. The section itself does sound pretty nice and gives off that swingy vibe. It's got that swing. Anyway, the section that comes right after it, though, has to be my favorite part. The slow section sounds a bit wonky, but I kind of like it. I don't know why. But then BF starts going off, and Red actually speaks, and I just love this part so much. I don't even know why. It goes super intense and nice and Anyway, the rest of the song after this is super intense and nice. I just love it. The instrumental goes off, BF goes off, and Reddit sounds really good. And this is just such a good way to end. And the high notes to end the song just sound amazing. Overall, a great reimagining of Sabotage. While I wish it had more to do with the actual Sabotage, I'm happy with what we have for sure.
Three, two, one.
Now we finally have the big song of the mod, aka the best song of the mod, aka Meltdown 2025. I absolutely adore everything about this song. It is an easy SS. It is genuinely perfect. It keeps the same energy as Meltdown, but enhances it and makes it more intenser. But then, when the big change happens, when Red actually gets caught and they're thrown into a meeting, it changes to that vibe. Which, by the way, this first section is super intense and I really like it. Red sounds his absolute best here, and BF sounds amazing too. The instrumentals is just super intense and I love it, and the horns are super nice, but then the meeting happens, and damn, just the way it's switched up here, the way it sounds now, it's just more of a confrontation than anything. I love how Red is trying to mask his imposterness by hiding his mouth, even though everyone's already seen him with the mouth, so there's no point. Then Red and BF started giving their part of the story. It's just super nice, with the animations looking super funny, honestly. It's just super nice, I love it. I don't really have any negatives with the song, too. Well, I mean, I wish the detective song here, I mean, it would make sense. They're back and forth, too. It really feels like an Among Us argument. But then, when the silence stops and somebody finally votes for Red, Red loses it and says, fuck it, and starts going super intense. He doesn't even care at this point. Slowly, people start voting one by one for him. The only person who's voted for BF being Red himself. But he doesn't care. He just wants to rap his heart out because he is super pissed at this point. And then there's Green just being super embarrassed, and that's fun details. God, I love the storytelling in this mod through backgrounds and everything. It makes me super excited for week 2 and all. Overall, this is just such a great way to end such a good mod. Honestly, I don't have any complaints here. Why is it not SS Plus then? Well, it's just not that good. But still, I just love the final few turns of this. I honestly love every turn. It's gonna be hard picking a favorite part, but I'll try. And then we get to the ending cutscene where the last person to vote for BF is Green, aka their final chance at salvation, but no. And then, yeah, BF chucks Red into the lava, and that's the end. And as the very nice credits roll, we end the mod. Man, what a great mod. Well, but there's nothing left to cover, so I guess I can do the outro now. What's that? There's another song? A song that's unlocked on the main menu? It doesn't have anything to do with versus imposter? It's a joke song? The most embarrassing thing you've ever seen?
3, 2, 1.
I'ma be real, this is the emptiest an FNF song has left me feeling in a long time. Sure, it's not a bad song necessarily, but it's so empty to me. I feel nothing listening to it. Donkey Kong sounds fine, BF sounds fine, the instrumental's nice. I just don't have anything else to say about this song. It's super tedious, and I just wanted to end after it because it's the longest song of the mod. And what sucks is that it has nothing to do with versus imposter. Like, if it was Defeat, it would be nice. If it was Among Us, I would take that. Literally anything else but a joke song, but no. I mean, I get that it was just for the funnies, but the song isn't even that funny. I mean, is it supposed to be funny because, oh, Donkey Kong is in versus imposter? Okay, that's cool. Maybe try and make a better song out of it. I mean, they put a lot of effort into the song, changing the UI, making 3D models, doing all this shit for a joke song, so that's pretty impressive, at least visually it's nice. I have nothing else to say about the song. It genuinely is just so empty for me. Maybe it's just me, though. It's a C tier at best. And close, low C tier at worst. Maybe D tier. I don't know. I just do not enjoy the song at all. Actually, I guess I could take the time to talk about the game overs. They're pretty nice. Okay, that's it. And with that, we're done with Versus Imposter 2025. God damn, this is such a good mod. Even after a few months of it being released, I still cannot believe how good this mod is. This is just such a perfect way to introduce us to a new era of Versus Imposter, and I, for one, cannot wait for week 2. Especially for what Ejected is gonna be like. And Defeat is teased to maybe even be that update too, and also to for fuck. Never mind that. So, well, this mod is great visually. It has some banging music. We don't talk about bananas. and the UI and everything is nice. So I think you know where this is going. 9 out of 10. Yeah, I know, y'all probably expected a 10 out of 10, but also bananas exist, so I don't know if I can legally give this a 10 out of 10. At least with Amazing Grace, the lowest song, I didn't actually hate. Like, it was actually really good. I just had a little gripes with it. But this, I kinda don't like the song that is lowest on the frickin' tier list. Speaking of the tier list, here it is. Yeah, pretty positive other than a certain banana monkey. Great! But other than that, this mod is truly great. As for next time, a mod I've been wanting to cover for forever mod. Now. Did I say forever? Anyway, a mod that I used to hate. A mod that I feel so guilty for hating on. A mod that may even stand with as the best FNAF related mod. But we'll just have to wait and see, because next time I'm covering Herbal Guy. See you next time. Bye.